if you want to hold out hope, what 16% chance, but lose a couple games, Colts lose a couple games, which the Colts are frauds, as we have been saying for weeks and months on the show. And I know Daniel Jones is out, and they're working out Phillip Rivers, who's the Hall of Fame semifinalist. And guess what? If he signed to the Colts, his clock resets. And
he's got to wait another
5 years.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the voice of Nick Price, who just produced the show Chiefs Kingdom with Mitch Oldest. But the Chiefs fall. I know you have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. Just right before this, Chris Otacero and I just recorded another edition of Character Concerns podcast that we've done basically each and every week since the draft in Kansas City. And, well, there's a lot more interest now. Like last couple of years, people still with the playoff run and the push. And, hey, we'll talk about the draft later. But as I told Chris, I have started to see more and more draft tweets to me going back to the Denver game. Then it amped up at the Indy game. And they came back and won, so they kind of backed off a little bit. But, man, this Houston game, it was full-fledged. The Chiefs, by the way, are drafting 14th. They're 14th in those pesky, pesky Ravens because the Chiefs beat them, which I get it. It's important for a wild card standing. But they pick right before the Chiefs, picking 13th, the Chiefs 14th, because the Chiefs beat the Ravens. Welcome, Nick.
I bet your inbox is flooded with draft questions at this point because I think most people are, 15% chance or 16% chance, but most people are kind of thinking last night, that was it.
If I was going to tell you there's a 16% chance of snow tomorrow, would you think it's going to snow?
I'd say probably not.
If I said there's a 16% chance of rain tomorrow, would you say it's going to rain?
Probably won't bring my jacket. Mm-hmm. Not bringing my umbrella for that one.
I'm the eternal optimist. I just kept buying
There's a road.
Because they've had a path. I've read the movie. I've seen the movie, not read the movie. I've seen the movie. I've read the book. They just keep coming back. They find a way to win. But this year, things are just not happening for this team. There's so much to dive into. And as far as Chris and I, like I said, we were recording that draft podcast. We actually drafted a defensive lineman in a mock draft a few weeks ago. But the Chiefs are going to be in prime position. Probably, even if they get a wild card, let's say, it'd still be, picked 19th on. So we'll see about that. That's in the future. But right now we've been, watch these college football playoffs. They're loaded with draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
And watch that tight end at the University of Oregon in Kenyon Sadiq.
Yep.
The Chiefs could be primed. And a lot of people mocking Kenyon. I like Kenyon as the number one tight end in the draft. But we went defensive line with our first draft selection. I'm sure it'll change by the time it goes. But welcome, Nick. I know you're a diehard Chiefs fan. You're probably at the game last night.
I was, yeah. I was out there. It was...
Were you sober?
I started out sober, yeah. You can usually tell by my tweets, Nick Price KC.
So you didn't go into it loaded?
No, I didn't go into it loaded. I went into it, though. I went into yesterday's game, Bink, with very low expectations.
I hope you weren't drinking when the Chiefs scored because that was their longest period with Mahomes as quarterback in a regular season without scoring points. It was last night's game. 2021 was the previous record against the Titans, but that's the longest they had gone.
No, I pretty much said take a sip every time something doesn't make sense or there is a drop or a terrible play. So I was feeling myself by the end of that one yesterday.
Oh, man, you played a drinking game on drops.
Man, I came into that game, Binkley, thinking that was kind of how that game was going to go. I didn't have a whole lot of faith in the offense, but you still have in the back of your mind, this is Mahomes, this is Reed. We've seen this team, kind of play with their food long enough, and then when it's time to get serious, it's time to get serious.
But did it bother you in the back of your mind that they're going into it with 3 replacement linemen? And then,
it totally did.
He's hurt on the first play. Don't know if there's much difference between him and Polay, to be honest with you, except for experience in the NFL.
Right, and honestly, last night, I thought the offensive line played okay, all things considered. Like, when it came to... You've got 3 backup offensive linemen. You're on to your 4th tackle, a guy that just joined the team.
They still outrushed the Texans by a large margin.
Yeah, played okay. That was not the reason why they lost that game. The reason why they lost that game last night was the inability to execute on offense and really, really poor coaching. Really bad decisions.
It was. And we'll get into some of those decisions, but I thought this was a bad game. The Chiefs go into that game number 1 on 4th down conversions on offense, and number 1 on 4th down defensive conversions. But it was the offensive, this is where they're 1 and 3, the head-scratching decision. It's not just necessarily when you go for it. Well, it is when you go for it. Why? You got to look at the whole situation. We'll get into it.
But then also, if
it's on your side of the field and they're going to get field goal position, you still have over 9 minutes left of the game, You're at your 31. You're automatically giving them 3 points at that point if that's the way it's going to be. And it's very risky. So I'm usually team go for it, that situation. I know hindsight's 20/20, but I was team punt.
I was team punt for sure there.
Because the way the defense is playing, it's the situation you're in.
Right,
They were schooling that offensive line of the Texans.
They had shut them down.
And C.J. Stroud looked like crap.
They had shut them down. I mean, what was it? 18 their last 18 plays, the Texans on offense, they'd gained 17 yards. So, I've played enough Madden football to know that if the guy that I'm playing in Madden can't move the football on me, I should probably punt that football because it's a tied game. There's plenty of time left to make something happen if they do end up scoring, but it just wasn't the time and place. And what really, really frustrated me about it, too, was not even just the decision to go for it, because I get it. You pick your spots where you're going to be a little bit more aggressive. For me, it was, what was that play call? And I'm sure that you've seen, and everybody that's listening right now has seen the screenshot of Mahomes' face when that play call was coming in. You could tell he's saying, what?
The bottom line is you want the ball in the hands of your quarterback. And clearly, to me, it's more of a rollout type play.
Right.
Where you give the option to throw, which they did against Dallas when Jared Wiley finally got a catch, which they weren't expecting it.
Right.
Because that's what happens to backup tight ends. Take notes, Noah Gray. You had 40 catches last year. You can't catch anything this year. But you roll out your quarterback and give them the option of a quick pass if they catch it. Which is risky.
Last night was
with the 6 drops.
16% chance.
But it gives Mahomes that chance to run the ball as well. And he runs with the over my dead body mentality that he's going to pick up that first down. He just give him hell or high water. He will find a way to pick it up. But I didn't like the situation they were in. To me, it's the mind-boggling mistakes they continue to have down the stretch, especially the drops. The drops are huge. That's an attention type thing. They can't beat man coverage.
No.
They just can't. And teams are playing man against them. Worthy's struggling with it. Rice is struggling with it. And Hollywood Brown's definitely struggling against man. Everybody loved these receivers. I haven't liked these receivers from the beginning. And I know what they look like on paper. I did like Rice, but he was suspended the first 6. I don't know what the hell has happened to Rice lately as far as the drops are concerned. That's very, very disappointing as far as him dropping the football. But I haven't been enamored with their wide receiver room. That's why I wanted Keenan Allen before the season started. And I made that point clear. I don't think these receivers are as good as people think they are. And they're clearly not if you're watching these games. This team needs playmakers.
Right.
And I know they need defensive help. Patrick Mahomes needs some help too. They need wide receiver help that can beat man. That can beat man to have that, get Worthy more in his space, going 9 routes, vertical routes, be that guy. The Tyquan Thornton routes should be Xavier Worthy type routes.
Right.
To be honest with you, should be that. But the untimely going for it, the banged up line, all these things. I'm to this point, Nick, and I know they, quote, have a 16% chance, okay? Let's be real about it. What's more important? What's more important is the 2026 Chiefs. I call it the reboot. I'm calling this 2.0. Chris, earlier on the podcast, calling it 3.0.
Yeah.
I'm still calling it 2.0.
Right.
Because I know it's still rebooting after Tyreek Hill left. But when you win 9 straight division titles, they're clearly not doing it this year. They can't do it this year. So they've got to reset this team. Reset. And you'll see a lot of new roster pieces on this team because they're way over the cap. You're going to see some new faces on the Chiefs next year. That's just. But my thing is, if they're not going to be on this roster next year, they don't play down the stretch.
No.
Because you need new blood, see what they're worth. Jalen Royals, their 4th-round pick, wide receiver, Utah State, we haven't seen him. He hasn't played.
He can't even get active for a game.
He's on the inactive list all the time. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if he's good or bad. We don't know. Asa Pole. So he plays in the place of Wanya Morris. He didn't go into that week thinking he's going to be the starter.
No.
So you take a limited amount of snaps if you're not first string. Jalen Moore found this out when he had to step in at tackle. For Simmons there, he was delivering a baby with his wife at a hospital the night before. So maybe that's good. Maybe that's good because that way he's not thinking about Hunter all night. That way Danielle Hunter's not coming up in his mind.
He's getting a decent night's sleep before going out there.
He's out there. Of course, there's going to be a chance to play, and all guys need to be ready to play. But boom, you're basically a starter. Just one play, and you're a starter. And he looked good. But maybe that's Jalen Royals too. My thing is this. Find out what he's worth. Because you need to figure out if Jalen Worth is part of, or Jalen Royals is worth this roster spot for next year.
Yeah.
Because Hollywood Brown's probably going to go off to the sunset. You're still going to have Worthy, still going to have Rice, but you need to figure out your wide receiver room. Don't wait till next year to figure it out. You don't need to wait till next year to see Jalen Royals. You need to see live action this year against the Chargers, against the Titans, against the Raiders, against the Broncos. Find out what he's worth. It doesn't hurt you at all. It only helps you in your development for your team. And Brashard Smith should be the 100% starter for the Chiefs. Going in, he would be my starter against the Chargers. I want to see what he's got. You know what? Is he going to be as good as Kareem or Pacheco? It doesn't matter. Pacheco's going to be gone.
Right.
Pacheco's gone. Kareem Hunt's going to be 31 that year. If he comes back, he's not your primary back anyway. Find out what Bouchard, give him a full workload. Give him 20 carries. Don't just sprinkle in a carry here and there. And you can still throw it to him. That's fine. But give him a full workload. See what you got. See what you got in Bouchard Smith. See how desperate you are at running back going forward. It only helps his development going forward. And if you're not going to make the postseason, which you still have a chance, I get it, don't mean these guys can't help you. Because you get new blood in there, they have something to prove that could actually help this team because at times they do look tired and not as energetic. Those guys would bring life into this team, but you find out what you have.
And I think that you basically just hit the nail on the head on what the problem with this team is and why they find themselves in the spot that they're in. Is it's all the same guys. It's all the same guys, the same coaches, the same scheme. And when you're winning Super Bowls or going to them, it's kind of easy to make that decision. Well, let's just run him back. Let's just bring him back. But when you have all these guys that are just getting older and they've played so much more football than everybody else, that's a tired football team out there.
No, it is. They played a full season longer than anybody else.
And it goes to like my biggest example of this that I've been talking about the last couple of days with like my friends and my dad at the game and everything is look at a guy like Drew Tranquill when they brought him in. So Willie Gay, good player for you, very productive, but you decided not to bring him back, and you brought in a guy who had that fire, who wanted to win, who had not been a part of a winner before, and look at how great he's been for you. So instead of, let's just run it back with the same Jujus and the Mike Danas and the Derek Notties and all that. No, get new blood in here, get some people that want to come in and just have that extra fire because they know that they can do something special here.
I understand that
they haven't had the opportunity.
Bringing somebody back to know the system. I don't care, man. Bring some new blood. This is what this team needs. Marty Schottenheimer is a very good coach for the Chiefs. It was very good, stable team during the regular season, not the postseason, but the team was always ready. Offense, defense. I mean, Marty was a very good coach. He's the one that really brought this alive, and him and Carl Peterson, the Arrowhead Magic and tailgating. But towards the end, that speech started to fall on deaf ears. When you make the same speech, it starts to do it, and you need to change the scenery. And he was still good. He went to Washington, did all he could with that team before he goes to Chargers, had a 14-win season there. Then all of a sudden, people wanted Marty back. You got to be careful what you wish for when you go away. But, yes, they do need to bring – sometimes your message gets to get stale. Like Belichick. Belichick's a fine coach, but he's struggling at North Carolina. I'm not sure the guys really want to hear that message.
Right.
And towards the end of the Patriots, I don't care how good you were, that message does get stale. That's why you got to bring in new blood. I'm not saying you replace the coach because you don't.
Right.
Andy Reid, 44%. It was 46%. But if he makes the AFC title game this year, that goes up. But right now, he's coached for 26 years. He's finished 26 full seasons. He's been in a title game 12 times. That's 46% of the years Andy Reid has coached, he's been in a title game. And for all the people that want a different coach, find me another coach that's got a 46% every year he's coached. That's coached at least 25 years. Because you know what? You can't. Belichick would be a good answer, but he's at 44%, which Andy Reid would tie him if he doesn't make the NFC title game or the AFC title game this year. He would tie Belichick. Belichick made it 13 times in 29 years, 44%. And Andy Reid's at 46%. Again, if he doesn't make it, it goes down to 44%. But still, 44% is damn good. A lot of coaches would give anything just to make a title game. But doesn't mean you can't change your special teams coach.
Right.
You can't bring different eyes and ears on your offense.
Bring a new offensive coordinator in with a new scheme and some kind of new look at it.
And they've done it in the past. Chris Alt was brought in here for the pistol offense. He's the one that kind of designed it with in Nevada, in the FBS level. He's really credited for it. Chris Alt, they brought him in to help Alex Smith with the angles, with running from the pistol instead of the shotgun. It worked. Then the Chiefs gave him, exclusive consulting the next year with the Chiefs. So I know they learn from other people. I know Antonio Pierce and Gruden and everything with the training camp, and they listen and learn. That stuff not helps the team. That stuff helps the team in their development, listening to other people. Don't seem to need to change everything a lot. But when messages do get stale, you've got to change it up and make it different.
Well, it's kind of, it's a similar thing, but different this time around to what Andy saw in his last years in Philadelphia, where it was kind of the same thing overall. It's what you're seeing in Pittsburgh right now with Mike Tomlin, where you're consistently good, but it's the same thing every year, and it's starting to lose its steam and momentum. That's not me saying anything about Andy Reid here in Kansas City. There is
change
no
up.
better option than Andy Reid. You need to keep him. But
You might have a great marriage that goes 20 years, 25 years, but if you're not constantly trying to spark it or change it or do something just
do
different,
some things, you know?
it's going to get stale.
Yeah, after
I
a
don't
while,
care how
if you
good
do
anything is,
No.
it's going to get stale if you're not willing to change.
If
And
you
listen,
do the
it's been
same
great here.
thing-
It's been great here. But you know what? It's about progress. It's not about rearview mirrors. It's about going forward. Rearview mirror is great. It's a great view. 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls, that's been great. They've got 4 rings now combined. We use the 1970 ring. Mahomes won 3. That's fine. Rearview mirror. It's forward time. The NFL doesn't stop and wait for you. It keeps moving, and it keeps getting better, and you keep having the bullseye on your back. You constantly, if you want to stay at the top, you got to refresh and recharge. They squeezed everything out of that turnip last year.
Yeah.
And won 15 games, went to the Super Bowl with a team that's very similar to us. So this one's actually better than last year's team, to be honest with you. But with schedule and the ball doesn't bounce your way, things happen. This needs a definite reboot. I'm calling Chiefs 2.0.
No, I like it. And, you know, we've talked about this too. It's time for that second act in Mahomes' career because you've seen it with Brady. You've seen it with all these great guys. They have this core. They win a bunch of championships. They do a lot of winning together. They win MVPs and all of that. But then the roster turns over and you reboot and you refresh, and then that's what you do in the second part. And I think that's the biggest thing that they really need to focus on right now is how do you gracefully and quickly move into the second act for Mahomes? Because Mahomes isn't getting younger. He's in the prime of his career.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is change the way that you have built this football
Hold that
team.
thought. Let's talk about that. The text line, by the way, 913 says, time for talking about the draft, trade up and get Justice Haynes. I love Justice Haynes. Was at Alabama, transferred to Michigan this year. He's been hurt, hasn't played, but I'm 100% for that. Here's the other thing, too, is they don't have a lot of picks. They've got 6 picks right now. There's not a lot of picks. That fourth rounder, they did trade the Patriots for Noel Williams to move down to third. So they're really limited on their picks this year. So that's a good question. 913-586-7965 is that Jay Southland Tow Service text line and phone number. But Chiefs' concern with this team, what bugs you most? We'll talk about that next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Football season is in full swing, and however you like to get on the action, you can do it on Underdog. Right now in Missouri. This season, you can make team picks and player picks. Just download the app, sign up, and you'll get $75 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Using Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite team will win or your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Plus, with Underdog's fast payouts, you can get your profits in a snap. So download the app today and use promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to score $75 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Player picks, team picks, all on Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playingterms_DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's rexbuyskc.com, and I look forward to working with you.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends, near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable scent boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
The Fed just cut interest rates again, and that means now is the time to refinance with Golden Oak Lending. Lower rates mean lower payments, and our customers are saving hundreds every month. Plus, you can make no payments until next year. And if your loan doesn't close, we'll pay for your appraisal. Call 913-890-GOLD today and start saving.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
NMLS number 114937.
Did you know that you can watch all your favorite shows right on YouTube? We're live streaming Fesco and Dusty, Cody and Gold, The Drive, and After Hours all day long. So if you want to look at the beautiful Alex Gold, interact with Cody Tapp in the chat, or gaze at the ruggedly handsome Dusty Likens, just go to YouTube and watch them while you pretend to work. Go to our channel, hit subscribe, and stay up to date with 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Welcome back to After Hours on an L of a Monday.
Yeah.
Because it is an L of a Monday. James Howe, Nick Price here with me. What's up, James? Haven't chimed in with you. You doing all right, man?
Well, I'm about as good as we can be.
I know Nick is, Nick's actually more peppier than I've seen him before because he wears this, man. I come in, I can tell right away if Chiefs won or lost. Not that I wouldn't know anyway, but I'd walk in here and Nick wears it, man. Run your sleeve, man. Run your sleeve.
It affects my entire week.
You eat W's. Like
That's right.
You eat
That's
W's. Right. And L's, you like... you just completely throw them out. But the text line, you like some of these, should the Chiefs trade McDuffie? They still got one more year of him. Yes.
Yeah.
I would trade anything for picks. And again, it's reboot, and let's go to the draft, and hopefully you make right choices. Now, again, you're not going to see your 1 and 2 this year because Norman Lott's gone for the year, and Simmons on IR. Probably... if you do see him, it'd be at the very end of the year.
Right.
But you can see it. You're going to see Noah Williams a lot more. And because
he's good.
Because of the kind of banged up McDuffie is at this point with the knee. So, yeah, you're going to see a lot more Noah Williams. And I like Noah Williams. See some more Gelati.
Mm-hmm.
See some of that.
Saw a lot of Gelati yesterday.
I actually want to see Jalen Royals play.
Yeah.
Well, why not at this point? I mean,
he's a fourth-round pick.
Again, Asa Pole wasn't even going to play. This guy was cut, went to the training camp with the guy, cut, barely played at Washington State, didn't play in high school football, undrafted this year, goes to Jets, come back here. Guess what? Wanya Morse is out. Boom, you're in the game. And, we got Danielle Hunter to block, and you did a decent job. So I can't say that Jalen – I want to see what he's got. I want to see what he's worth at this point. I want to see Rashard Smith start. I want to go that direction. I do like the Justice Haynes. We get this a lot. Justice Haynes. But I don't want a running back in the first round. So hopefully Justice Haynes – because you look at Jonah Coleman, definitely Jeremiah Love, and some of these guys are going to be going in the first round.
Right.
You might see 2 running backs in the first round, but you can second round, third round. I wouldn't wait till the 7th, man. It'd be second or third round for a running back.
But I think you could wait until the 2nd or 3rd and get a guy like Jadarian Price or somebody like that.
You like
who's the backup of
Price?
I like him a lot. I watched a lot of Notre Dame this year. I don't know why.
Out there.
Yeah. But there's, you got to invest in the position, and it's not always going to work out, but going to do you trade McDuffie? The answer is yes for me because of 2 reasons. One, Sauce Gardner's bringing back 2 first-round picks. That's awesome. McDuffie's better than Sauce Gardner. And 2, you got to realize what you're really good at, and what they're really, really good at is developing and identifying talent in the defensive back room. Yep. They've always been great at that.
Katron Allen's another suggestion. Penn State's got a couple, and Katron Allen and Singleton. I mean, they're the 27 draft. Honestly, if you can stockpile a little bit, if you can get by this year, 27 draft class is absolutely 100% ridiculous.
Yeah.
How good it is with talent. When the draft's in Pittsburgh this year, it's in D.C. The following year. The 27 draft is 100% loaded with talent, so I can't wait. But the wide receivers, I don't know where you sit with them. I want change there, but I want Mahomes to have weapons. You got this elite quarterback one time in your lifetime, probably. I doubt there's going to be another quarterback that comes in here and wins 3 rings from you right off the bat and wins a couple MVPs. We just haven't seen it.
Right. He's probably the best quarterback you're ever going to have in the history of your franchise.
Get him weapons. Again, you've got to supply him the gas for the tank. I understand the defense. They've gone defense heavily in the draft. Hell, a couple years ago, it was in Kansas City, 5 of the 7 picks on defense. Your quarterback can't do it all, and he's showing you that he needs help.
Yeah.
He needs help with that offense. Listen, he's a great quarterback and all that, but he needs – can you imagine him with weapons? Can you imagine him with receivers that could beat man coverage? Because it's one thing, and I know people are talking about his completion percentage and stuff like this ad nauseum. It's like, did you not see a ball bounce off Travis Kelce's hands? It was,
right.
I know he had 3 picks, but come on. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Kelce should have caught that ball.
Yeah.
The drops. Noah Gray, too, he has really regressed. So tight end 1, tight end 2. Noah Gray's not your answer at tight end 1.
I think
I hope you're not thinking that.
No, and we've seen regression.
Not you,
right, but I think we've seen regression across the board in all these skill position players. And even in Pat, too, a little bit from time to time. Like, we've seen, and maybe...
You forced the ball at some point. Is that because of him, or is that because they're not trusting the line and receivers not getting the separation
and
they need?
I think that's the biggest part of it is, like, my dad grew up in the 90s, or didn't grow up, but he lived in the Chicago during the 90s Bulls and was, like, really big on that and everything.
Damn it, man.
Jordan couldn't break through.
Old, man.
But, like, Jordan couldn't break through until he got his Scottie Pippen. Right?
Yeah.
You need that kind of guy. You need to support Mahomes with some kind of version of a Scottie Pippen for
Jordan,
football.
Scottie Pippen
and
probably
Travis Kelce has been that guy for 10+ years, but it's not that time anymore. And you need to find the next one. And they've been pretty poor at evaluating wide receiver talent. I mean, they got really lucky with Tyreek Hill turning out to be who he was, but outside of that, who's the best wide receiver that they've had?
Well, when you're Rasheed Rice at this point, but when you're taking darts and you're throwing them one a year, and you're getting Sky Moore didn't pan out. Rasheed Rice did pan out, but he's been dropping the ball lately. That's like Jalen Rose, you don't know yet because he hadn't gotten to the field. That's why I always say you take 2 receivers, not just 1.
Right.
You take 2 and see what could happen. Let's go to the phone lines here. Let's go to Jake in KC. What's up, Jake?
What's up, Legend Bink? How you doing, my brother?
How are you, my friend?
Man, I'm a blessed man. We've been watching some great football for what seems forever now, Want to start by saying I appreciate what you do, man. You make things like the ups and downs of these seasons pretty fun. And whether the takes I agree with or not, I enjoy listening to you, brother. So
it's all that matters, man. Give you something to talk about, man. Whether like it or hate it, hate it or love it, something to talk about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. I think at the end of the day, just to get on the – I think last night was disappointing in a lot of things, but I like what you guys are talking about. You're bringing some positivity to it, looking at the bright side of it. What could we fix? How can we rebuild this thing? And, I'm in the boat that I think there's a few guys that we've showed some loyalty to that have got a little spoiled. And they think because they were drafted in a certain position and they were taken in a certain place that they're just going to automatically get that cue. And I also think it's important to not be super critical on some situations. You got to remember Worthy's still dealing with an injury. But Rasheed Rice drops, Noah Gray drops, Travis Kelce drops. These are veteran guys.
No,
These are guys that we've counted on.
Yeah, that's the part that hurts the most is the ones you count on the most, the ones that did help you get rings. Let's face it, these guys that have struggled have been the impetus for the Chiefs getting rings. But it's the NFL. Nothing lasts forever.
Yes, sir.
Guys fall off that cliff faster in this sport than any other sport. They fall off that cliff. But you got to it's like life, man. If you're not constantly trying to get better, life's like a treadmill, man. You can be on the treadmill, you go nowhere. Yeah, you get a good workout, but you're not going anywhere. On track, you go somewhere. Or you get on the street and you run. You go somewhere. Treadmill, you just stay in place. And I do feel this team's been on the treadmill lately.
I completely agree. I think, though, that, history tends to repeat itself. And I think that we're in a situation. You remember when we had Eric Berry, we re-signed him. We had Justin Houston, we re-signed him, and they were on contracts they probably shouldn't have been on.
How about Priest Holmes back in the day when they drafted Larry Johnson and still gave Priest all the money?
100%. Yeah, like you can go back and look at times where if you
loyalty gets you nowhere.
Right. Like if you just make the right decision in those cases, man, I mean, things are different. So I think that it is beautiful what we've watched, but who next year? And the McDuffie thing, I'm a Washington Huskies fan, so I'm a little biased here. But the McDuffie thing is interesting to me because have we heard anything on the injury news?
Not 100%. We'll find out. Tomorrow's an off day, but then you have it's the knee is what I've seen. I don't know if you've seen anything more recent. We won't probably know full details of anything until Wednesday, I would assume.
Yeah,
because tomorrow they won't talk at all.
Right, and as they really, not to hop off track here, but the McDuffie, I don't believe we should get off him. But
it's the knee.
Right, yeah, and I think that one other thing about last night. How do you feel about these guys, about Kelsey and Rice not coming and taking some accountability, for a lack of a better phrase?
Not a fan of it.
What happened last night?
Not a fan of it. I think you. But here's the thing, and I appreciate the call. Here's the thing about accountability. I think everybody should take it. I hear the quarterback doing it every game. Mahomes does that every game. If there's an interception, he'll blame himself. I should have put the ball in a better place. Well, you put it in the damn hands, Patrick. They got to make that catch. They're professionals. My old coach, he said, if you touch it, you can catch it.
Right.
And there's a lot of truth to that.
Get your hands on it, you should be able to make that catch.
But he takes accountability for it and says it's his fault. I appreciate that. That's what a leader does, is do that. But sometimes, as far as Kelsey, accountability, I mean, what he's going to probably say it on his podcast. What do you want him to say? I dropped the football again. I shouldn't, because that's what he's going to say. And I let my teammates down a lot. We've heard it before. It's McDuffie really haven't. But he's not going to talk because he's injured. So you're not going to get any talking. And he probably would have talked. I can't say he would or wouldn't have. But when you're injured, you're not going to be talking in that situation. But sometimes with some people, you've already heard it so much. It's like, what's the matter?
Yeah, what's the point? What's the point at that juncture? Like, it's just going to be the same thing. And Travis Kelce, too, you could tell there was a lot of emotion. And I feel like that was not necessarily a slight to the fans or the media, but maybe just I need to take a moment to myself here.
And I don't blame him because, I'll be honest with you, I was pretty pissed after that game, too.
Right. Well, and like, you could see the way that he was acting on the sideline and everything. Like, he was facing the reality that this is the way he's probably going to go out.
And again, I hear coaches talk about it. We need to clean this up, that up. I don't honestly, I don't give a rat's ass.
No.
Just start
results.
Winning. Like, I care about results.
Yeah.
I mean, talk is cheap, man.
And this organization, this coaching staff, and these
just
players
don't talk about it.
They've bought a lot of like good graces and like a longer leash, right? But the way that they've been playing and like the drops and like the Andy Reid decision to go for it on 4th and 1, all those kind of things. If this is a team that hasn't seen that success in the past, we're talking about get rid of that guy, get rid of that guy. Now these guys have earned the opportunity to make some mistakes and give the opportunity for them to fix it, but. Again, talk is cheap.
I've heard a lot about get rid of this guy or that guy. I just want to know who you want instead.
Right.
Nobody has solutions to that. By the way, Washington Huskies, I will take Denzel Boston, the 6'4" wide receiver out of the UW. I would take that. Anyway, we'll come back. I know you got some steaks you got to be cooking here in just a little bit. But
I want to cheer myself up somehow.
I want to talk about Andy Reid going on 4th down before you get out of here.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99 now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Gates Barbecue's distinctive flavors will make your holiday meals unforgettable. Spice up your holiday table with Gates sauces and seasonings. Prepare your meats, potatoes, and vegetables with Gates seasonings, and top it off with one of the 5 Gates sauces. While watching a game or your favorite holiday movie, sprinkle Gates original seasoning on a bowl of hot buttered popcorn. So good. You can buy Gates at your neighborhood grocer or online at gatesbarbecue.com. Gates Barbecue, still doing it the old-fashioned way. Thanks, with love.
Pain has a way of stealing the moments that matter most, especially during the holidays. It's not just your knees, back, or shoulder. It's time away from your family and friends. But in 2026, all that could change when your body remembers how to heal. It just needs a little help finding the way back. At QC Kinetics, right here in Kansas City, we believe relief doesn't have to come from surgery or pain pills. We use your body's own natural healing abilities to repair and restore what's been lost, helping you move, live, and feel like yourself again. It's your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. Just your body remembering how to feel alive again. QC Kinetics delivers long-term relief, finally. So schedule your free consultation today and use your HSA or FSA before the year ends. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, it's QC Kinetics.
The NFL season is rolling along, and you're starting to get a better feel on who's a contender and who's a pretender, and you can make all your predictions over at FanDuel. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets, from yards to touchdowns to who you think is going to win. With FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. And tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in on the action for 30% profit boost on this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for every snap. So whether you want to bet who's going to win the game, who's going to score a touchdown, or who's going to score the first touchdown, you can do all that with our friends over at FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to bet on the game. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt-in required. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Get out with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
Inside the Huddle with Cody and Gold each day from noon till 1 on 96.5 The Fan. Inside the Huddle is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. Discover the benefit of blue on the official radio partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. 96.5 The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every now and then I rinse it out, and I need Downy rinse tonight, and I need it more. My kid wears the bed and the smell never leaves. I don't know what to do, I'm always in the dark. The sweating dead short smells like a dog car. Downy rinse it tonight.
Downy Rinse fights stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
Rinse it out.
Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, James Howell producing the operation. Nick Price sitting in here as well. We're talking chief concerns of what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs football team. Let's talk about that 4th and 1 play. They were 1 for 3 on 4th down, and we're talking about the one at the 31. The one where they tried to squeeze it in and Rice dropped it. I mean, that's, again, you got to make those catches. He didn't catch it, but there's a situation there where they should have punted the football. I'm team usually go for it. Team punt in that situation because your defense have been playing so good. That offense is looking so bad for Houston. The defensive line and Chris Jones are doing their job. It's time and place. Now, if this was on their 30 and you were behind the game by 3 and you needed to score points, I'm team 100%
go for it.
But on your own or in your own territory, if you don't get it, I get it. They're at 80% clip. They were an 80% clip getting it. So 8 out of 10 times they get it. I didn't like the play call, though. The play selection, I didn't think was very good.
Like, how is that the best thing that you can come up with? Is bringing Hollywood Brown into the backfield.
The other thing you have to realize is you have a backup right tackle, a backup right guard, backup left tackle, a backup left tackle. That changes your outlook on what you know on 4th down. I'm sorry, but it's the placement. It's who's in the game for you at the time. The situation dictated your defense is playing extremely well. That's 1 point. And then you have to look at your backup line. That's 2 knocks against. That's punt the football in that point. Here's Andy Reid taking accountability. Everybody wants accountability. This is Reid taking accountability for that.
I thought we could get it. That was the decision. I was confident we could, we could do that. So it's important that you take advantage of opportunities. I thought it was an opportunity. I was wrong, no. I mean, hindsight, it was wrong. We've been pretty good on fourth downs. I messed that one up.
He messed that one up. So he admits he messed that up, right? He admits it messed up. That's after the game. Today, his press conference, he'd do it again.
Well, listen, I mean, we've been so good in that area, whether it was run or pass. And so I felt we were in a good position. I thought we had a good play. Again, I thought it was the right thing to do then. This is terrible to say in a situation like this because we didn't win and we didn't get that, but I would probably do that same thing again. But I also know when you don't get them, it can be a problem, and especially when they're in that field goal range area. Very aware of that. I thought the risk reward was right for that time.
No.
It slapped me in the face though, so it didn't go that way.
The risk reward was not there for it. And to say you messed up the night before and then you do it again, no, you shouldn't have wanted to do it again because hindsight, you didn't get it. And keep in mind, you're not playing the Falcons. You're not playing the Chargers defense. You're not playing the Steelers defense. You're not playing the Ravens defense.
You're playing the best defense in football.
The best defense in the NFL and the best front with 3 backup linemen, technically 4 because of Poulet in there. So you got backup linemen. You have a wide receiver group that can't catch it in that game. Can't catch it. They have Butterfingers all of them in that game. They can't beat man coverage. And your defense is playing lights out. You're in their territory. You have a tie game. Still plenty of time left just to punt it and get the ball back, which is probably what you would have done, or got a turnover at some point because you were plus and differential. And no, you don't do it again. The correct answer is I don't do it again.
Anytime that you start a sentence by saying it's probably terrible that I'm going to say this, you should stop right there and don't say it, right? Yeah. Like, that is one of the easiest things. And
like when you're sitting there with a girlfriend or something and say, I got something to tell you.
Yeah, you're like, you're not going to like this.
Just say
it. But just don't say it.
Just go on.
And that was really frustrating to me because, yeah, hindsight, look back at it and say, you know what? I made the wrong decision there. Or, you know what?
Because not only I
feel like I would have gone it.
You're playing against elite defense,
right?
The best defense in the National Football League, which is the highest level of football in not only the country,
in the world,
but in the world. And you're going against them with 4 backup offensive linemen. Your defense is playing lights out. The correct answer is punt it.
And here's my problem with it too is like whether it's last night when you're making that decision or this morning when you're talking about it. Read the room. Read the room. See what's going on around you because, one, people don't want to hear you say that you would do it all again when it was maybe the biggest coaching mistake you've ever had in this town. And 2, last night, for all the reasons that we talked about throughout the show, those are all reasons not to go for it. And even if you do want to go for it, do something different. Give the ball to Kareem Hunt, or at least have Kareem Hunt out there.
They've already gone for it. Going in that game had been 26 times, already more than the history of Patrick Mahomes in the 7 years he's been starter. They've gone for it more, and they were doing a number 1 clip in the NFL and number 2 now on 4th down conversions because they went 1-3 last night. But they've been highly successful at it. But you have to understand the situation. You have to understand the situation at play because that does come into effect. Like I said, backup offensive line. You're playing an elite defense. Again, you're not playing the Atlanta Falcons here. You're playing the Houston Texans that have the number 1 defense in the NFL. Understand who you're playing, the situation you're in. You're back on the time of the game comes because it wasn't 2 minutes left or a minute left.
You weren't trailing.
You weren't trailing. You had plenty of time to come back. You had plenty of time to win the game. And at some point, honestly, probably the best offensive coordinator on this football team is number 15. And hopefully there'll be a time and a place that they realize that and give Mahomes the Manning treatment. Manning had 14 playoff wins in his career. Didn't win a Super Bowl till year 9. Didn't win a playoff game till year 6. You have number 15 there. It's already got 17 playoff wins. Already has 3 more playoff wins than Peyton Manning. Already has 1 more Super Bowl win than Peyton Manning. That guy has earned the opportunity at crush times like that, if you're doing it, to call the play because he sees the defense, he feels it, he knows what they're doing. He even calls it at the line, what defense, hey, we got a zero blitz coming and guys going different positions. He's earned that respect, and he's been in the league long enough, and you're a 2-time MVP in this league, a 3-time Super Bowl MVP. He has earned that trust, in my opinion, to call his own play.
I think that is probably the most baffling thing about this whole situation, Bink, is I don't understand why that's not an option or why that didn't happen, but it seems like they have a setup where this is the play call, and whether you like it or not, that's what we're doing. And I think that 15 has definitely earned that at this point in his career to say, no, we're not doing that. I'm audibling to this play.
I always
or
felt in
let's
those
do this
situations,
instead.
Or 2-minute drills, it should be his offense.
Right.
He should have the autonomy to do whatever he wants.
And I feel like, last night, like I talked about it earlier about the screenshot of his face when he's getting that play call and how he just is, what? Like, really? That's what we're going with?
Again.
Why does Patrick not have the ability to change the play?
He's seen it. He's done it. He would be fine. And again, that's
Right.
the best offensive coordinator on that football team is number 15, the quarterback, because he feels the presence. He understands the game. He knows what defense they're in. He's out there in the moment. Not saying Reed doesn't, because he does. But at some point, Mahomes 30 years old now. It's not a 25-year-old kid you're dealing with anymore. This guy's seen it and done it all. Let him, if you decide to go for a fourth, which still should be the coach's decision at that point, should not have gone for it in that situation. If you had, what do you feel comfortable in doing, Patrick? How can you get this first down for this team? Do we need to roll you out to the right where you have the option to throw it like you did Wiley against Dallas? And if not, you run the football, the over my dead body run to get the first down, which you could. But we'll let you do it. Patrick, we're going to take a timeout. We're going to talk about this. You call the play. What do you feel most comfortable? How do you feel you could pick up the share? I'm going to trust you because you've earned my trust.
Yeah. Do we have time to run Wasp?
Yeah.
Do we have time to run Wasp? That is what happens when Mahomes has been given the opportunity to share his thoughts about how the game is going and make
changes.
a call.
You want new voices? There's a new voice you could definitely have towards the end. Nick, I've enjoyed it. I know you got to run and take some steaks. But
always.
You're more than welcome to hang out. You know you are. You're welcome. Anyway, we come back. I'll talk about this more. And your phone calls, 913-586-7965.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? You need Jay's Southland Tow Service. They have over 20 years of experience servicing the KC Metro. They specialize in light, medium, and heavy duty, as well as commercial transport and construction equipment. Keep this number handy, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, Jay's Southland Tow Service. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ziprecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Save up to $4,500 with Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter, thanks to limited time tax credits and special incentives on energy-efficient HVAC systems. But don't wait. Those federal tax credits expire after December. Upgrade your heating and cooling system, and you can enjoy lower energy bills and year-round comfort. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. And lock in your savings before time runs out. License number 2025-11121.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Welcome back to After Hours on this interesting Monday. Got Monday Night Football with the Eagles and the Chargers. Need the Chargers take some L's, that's for sure. It's 7-3 Chargers at this point, so need the Chargers take some L's. Chargers come to Kansas City this coming weekend. Always fun to beat the Chargers. They have us in some of the tiebreakers. Some of the Chiefs have them. Obviously, the common opponents starts coming into gear. The common opponent, one is the Eagles. Chiefs lose the Eagles. Chargers beat them at this point, but the game is early. A lot can change. You with me on that, James? You want these fresh voices. You want these fresh voices. Text line, they want to fire everybody, right? They want to fire everybody. Yeah. Here's the thing with firing, and in my phone, personal phone, and people want to fire this person or that person, and you got to see it after a game. It's a dumpster fire. Actually, it's putting it kindly, to be honest with you. But my always response is, well, who do you want then? And then I get nothing back. I said, give me top 5 names of somebody. We'll talk about it. Which not 816 says in comparison to Philly, they fired him the next year. Andy, okay. Well. Did you not hear? 46% of the seasons he's coached, he's been in the AFC or NFC title game. So my challenge to you, 816, is to give me a list of 3, just not even 5, give me 3 names that have coached at least 25 years in the NFL, and they've gone to an AFC or NFC title game 46% of the seasons they've coached. Because we'll be good to have that debate. If you can find me that, that's fine. Yeah, you can't use Belichick. You can't use Belichick because he's only done it 44% of the time. He's 29 years coaching. He's gone to AFC title game 13 times. So that's 44%. So we can't do that one. So find me 3 that have a better percentage of going to title games than Andy Reid. Just 3 of them. That's all. It's not 5, just 3. And we'll start from there. So I do think fresh voices need to be heard. I think new fresh voices need to be heard to kind of spark things up for the Kansas City Chiefs, because doing the same thing is doing a treadmill, and you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Yeah, that's
they call it
literally
insanity
the
or whatever,
definition
but
of insanity.
yeah, but you know what it is.
Yeah, no,
It means you're nuts.
And at this point in the season, I don't see why not. We need to see some fresh faces. We need to see like a Brashard Smith. We need to see some more Jalen Royals. And I'm not calling for firing anybody. I'm not happy with Matt Nagy and his offense and how he has this offense running. But I'm not calling to fire him either.
Well, things need to change. I understand loyalty with coaching staffs. I get that. But eventually, your message runs dry. And we've seen it happen before. Sometimes your message runs stale. I think Pittsburgh's going through this with Tomlin, where it's rah-rah, fire the team up, never has a losing record. Can you still inspire your team? And maybe he will. Maybe Tomlin will. Who knows? I like the guy. I think he's an awesome coach. I think he's going to, if he's not Pittsburgh, if he goes somewhere else, that's fine. They've been very loyal to their coaches, and it's worked out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it'd work out here in Kansas City, but you need fresh voices to kind of infuse new ideas and fresh voices to the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think that's always a good idea. I think it's a good idea in business. I think it's a good idea in life to always get fresh voices, but not be so concerned where you have knee-jerk reactions that everybody needs to be fired. You need to leave. You've got to get a new situation. You got to get a new job. You got to move cities. You got to do whatever. The grass isn't always greener. That's the things. But you can always spice things up. Just like when you make food. You add stuff to it. You add a little hot sauce, a little salt and pepper. You add things to it. You add spices, maybe some jalapenos on it. You make things better. Something normal, but you take it and you enhance it and make it better. And just having Mahomes in certain situations call the play, that is one step you could make in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I think that there's nobody better or that sees things better than Mahomes, right? He's the one that's out there. He's the one that sees the defenses lining up. He sees what they're trying to do against him, and he will know in certain situations, in the 4th and 1, in the last 2 minutes of a half, he will know what needs to be done.
Because he feels,
and you need to trust him.
He feels the intensity of the defense. He knows who's hurt. He knows who's dogging it. Who knows who's playing hard. He knows the situation better than anybody else because he feels the game. He's inside the game, and he understands it. And he's 30 years old. He is a 2-time MVP, a 3-time Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah,
he's got 3 rings on his fingers. He has earned the benefit of the doubt, the benefit of anything. He's earned that opportunity to be that guy in certain situations, whether it's 2-minute drills, whether it's what play do you want to run on 4th down? Because I know they've used what works with Mahomes at Texas Tech. That was one of the reasons he was successful from the beginning because they used some of the Cliff Kingsbury stuff that he used the techs with the RPOs that worked originally with Patrick Mahomes. That Texas Tech stuff worked with him. They did something different. A lot of times a quarterback like Sam Bradford, they would take him a shotgun quarterback and force feed him in St. Louis to be an under center type of guy. You force a quarterback to do something they're not acclimated to doing, and it doesn't work. But what teams started to do is what made this quarterback successful? What made him win a Heisman? What made him lead the nation in passing? What did they do? How do they feel comfortable? We want this quarterback to feel comfortable in certain situations. This guy's seen it all. This guy's earned your trust. Certain guys haven't. First-year quarterbacks, no. Second-year quarterbacks, no. Indianapolis, Daniel Jones, no.
No.
He has it. Trevor Lawrence, no. Patrick Mahomes, yes. Josh Allen, yes. Certain guys have gotten to a certain point in their career, getting to be 30 years old or turning 30, and you trust their opinions, a la Peyton Manning did. Our phone number, 913-586-7965. Take your reaction and some of these texts next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Have you been diagnosed with head or neck cancer? At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. Proton therapy means increased precision, reducing side effects like dry mouth, difficulty swallowing, and the loss of taste as compared to conventional radiation. If you've been diagnosed, don't wait. Get your second opinion today and see KC's largest, most experienced proton therapy team. Visit kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.
Hi there, I'm Charlie. And I'm Carter. Our dad is Rex with Rex Buys KC. If you're thinking about selling a home in Kansas City and don't know where to start, our dad can help. Sometimes life throws curveballs, like moving for a new job, dealing with a divorce, or inheriting a house you weren't expecting. Dad doesn't just make offers, he talks with people to help them understand all of their options. No pressure, and it doesn't cost anything to talk with his team. He's a local home buyer who really knows Kansas City. If selling to him is the right choice, he'll give you a fair cash offer, and you can close on your timeline even in as little as 7 days. He buys homes in any condition. No need for repairs, no fees, no surprises. Just an honest, easy process so you feel good about your decision. Want to talk to him? Call 816-330-6000 or go to rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. When you buy an engagement ring or fine jewelry gift from Shane Company, you get more than what you paid for. Our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. It covers everything. There's no fine print. You'll get unlimited cleanings, resizings, and repairs. Plus, it even protects your engagement ring's center stone. We stand behind the quality of our jewelry, and that's our gift to you this holiday. Peace of mind. Because a friend knows the best things in life are free. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
I woke up this morning feeling like I was coming down with something. Cough, congestion, headache. My first thought was, nope, this can't happen. I have big plans this weekend. So I took Mucinex Kickstart. It provides all-in-one and done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Thanks to Mucinex Kickstart, I didn't even need to cancel my weekend plans. If you start feeling cough and congestion coming on, take Mucinex Kickstart for relief with a kick. At your favorite retailer. Use as directed.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel's giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right, you can get in on all the action with a 30% PBT this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Whenever you want to bet, whatever you want to bet, just visit FanDuel.com/Alex to bet on the game. That's FanDuel.com/Alex. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
8 o'clock hour. Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, James Howell producing the operation. The phone line 913-586-7965. Jay Southland Tow Service text line 913-586-7965. Going to the phone lines here in just a second. But yes, text line's all about the offense being stale. It is. And statistics, whether you want to use them or not, I get that sometimes they do lie. But this team is fourth in the NFL in passing. They are right in the middle of the league as far as rushing. They're rushing for 118.9 yards a game. That is more than the Mahomes era. Mahomes averages 115 yards a game, or actually 110 yards a game in his 7 years as a pro. They were 105 yards a game last year, made the Super Bowl. They've been as low as 95 yards a game before per average per game and won a Super Bowl. They're at 118.9. Again, stats lie. Number 2 in the NFL in points per drive. So they're doing it, but yes, I agree with you on getting stale. Do they need to change special teams to get new voices? Yes, it is always good to change voices and do different things, 100%. But stats do lie at times. I get it. And they lied to Andy Reid last night because he was 80% on going 4 on 4th down. Went 1 for 3 on 4th down. But it's the play selection, the time and place that you decide to go for it and when not to go for it. And certainly that was a situation they should never do again on their own territory with the defense as red hot as it was, not allowing Houston to do anything, but yet decided to go for it in your own territory, then basically give them the ball at that point. That's how the Chiefs have been winning. They're number 1 in the NFL on 4th down defense. They're stopping teams getting a turnover, basically, and putting their offense back on the field. It's helping the Chiefs' offense. And teams aren't doing it anymore. It used to be 1st and 3rd and 7th, then 16th, as far as attempts per game against the Chiefs. They're learning the memo's out, and teams go by analytics and trends. And the trend is to always punt the ball against the Chiefs. Let's go to the phone lines, go to 785, and talk to Batman. What's up, Batman?
You know what, Bink was a little embarrassed, blatantly come out and said that we was going to run the table, which is very hard. And but a lot of things that this red machine's done, has been pretty difficult. I was busy fighting crime tonight, but I caught the beginning, and it sounded like you were mixing some ingredients, and I thought you were talking about making the gravy because I figured you had spilled some of it while trying to watch that game when you're going to have to make a new batch.
Well, I can't
But the
cook
deal
worth
of
the
it is-
crab, so I don't make things, I buy things.
Oh, I thought when it comes to gravy, I thought you would want to put your own special touch
I
on
wish
it.
I
you
had
know.
some. Wish I had some. Biscuits and gravy, actually, a very good combination.
Anyway, you know what? I think the Thornton, T. Thornton should be running that kickback every time because he comes. I mean, you know, we have a Worthy back there. He's started off having a really. He's fragile, man. You know, he ran into Travis and stuff. Nobody really wants to do that, but Thornton is beautiful.
No, Thornton does a great
you know,
job
he
back there.
doesn't get
Xavier Worthy actually can be a very good punt returner if given the opportunity.
Well, yeah,
as
you
far
know, I
as
just
being
don't wanna see him get
fragile,
hurt again, you know.
I don't know how banged up he is when he ran into Travis Kelce in the third play of the game when they played in Brazil. It's not his track record. I know you look at his size and stuff. It's not his track record. He never missed a game in Pee Wee football. Never missed a game in high school football.
I mean,
he never
and he's
missed
pure
a game
smoke on the field.
He never missed a game for the University of Texas, and he led them in receiving and yards for 3 straight years. Never missed a game. He's been fine, and then he really hasn't been 100% since he ran into Kelsey. That's just the truth.
Yeah, I know. I got one more thing, Binkster. Uncle Chris Jones. Now, come on. After all the static and all the doubters and the haters, come out to 3-time first-team All-Pro. Chris Jones. He started it. He started, doing his maniacal tricks out on the field, and then I guarantee you that third quarter we could have beat any team in this league. So even with 1% chance, if we got a shot at this, we're watching this game tonight, the Eagles and the Chargers. I don't ever wish injuries on anybody, but I hope they get roughed up pretty good because when they come in, I would like them to understand that they're playing a desperate team and they're playing the AFC champs defending so many times they can't even count. And we got 3 living legends. We got a coach, and we got Patrick and Travis. So that's all I can tell you. With 1% chance, with that kind of lineup, you're going to go and do something. All right, I'm out, Bing. Thank you.
All right, take care, Batman. Batman's been a caller for a long time.
Batman's
long time,
awesome.
James.
Yeah, he called in. He said, "Can I get in?" I said, "Hell yeah, you
Very
can."
optimistic man. He's been watching Royals and Chiefs for a long time, and I appreciate that. And he's one of these people that understand this isn't our God-given right to go to the Super Bowl every year. It's been a hell of a run. But I remind people all the time, James, it's a long time between January 4th, 1970, all the way till January 16th, 1994, when they went from playing the AFC title games. That's a long time in between. It was a long time that you didn't win playoff games. You went 22 years without winning a playoff game, meaning you could conceive a child, that child could be born, go all the way through college, graduate, sit in a bar, legally drink a beer for a year, and it had not seen the Chiefs win a playoff game. Boom, enter Mahomes, win 17 playoff games. He's number 2 all time. That's what I'm saying. And Andy Reid's number 2 all time in postseason wins. Postseason is the only football that matters at this point. But I'm just saying, you have a kid that's won 17 postseason games. To me, that earns your trust. And you say, you do all practice all week. All right, 4th down, 4th and 1 situation, Patrick. What do you want to do? What are some 5 plays or something you want to do? What do you want to audible in and do? I'm going to turn it over to you. You're 30 years old now. You've seen it. You've done it. You are going to be one set of these new eyes as you call the play you're comfortable with doing, because we need to get this first down. I want you to be comfortable in getting this first down. How are you going to get me this first down? Let's not put the pressure on the coach. You, as a quarterback, go out there and get me a first down and do it. I'll still take the blame for it in the post game, but you go out there and give me that yard. I think he's earned that ability. He's earned that trust at this point.
Absolutely, 100%. And there's nobody else on the field or on the sideline that has a better feel of the game than the quarterback. He knows what works. He knows what he likes to run. And whatever he feels most comfortable with is what we should be going with as a team.
Yeah.
And if he thinks it's going to work, then I trust Mahomes, especially at this point in his career. Like you said, 30 years. He's not a young pup anymore.
And as far as the stone hands for the receivers, yeah, it's very aggravating. And tied for second in the NFL in drops, they drive you nuts. Seeing Noah Gray drop a couple in that game. See Kelsey dropping passes. See Rasheed Rice in timely situation drop balls. I've been Team Rice. I like the kid. I like what he does. I like his ability. I like when he came back, right on fire. Just on fire for the Kansas City Chiefs. That was good to see. And I like it. But you can't be dropping the football in timely situations because you're a professional. You are paid to catch the football. And these drops are killing drives. When you have a backup offensive line, you got to step up, man. You got to step up big time, and you got to do your role. You're a paid professional. And when you have backups on your offensive line, you got to take your game to another level. And I haven't seen the Chiefs take their game to another level because you know what? When you're down, when you're wounded, you got to step up, man. You got to step up and be the guy. Right now, you get 3 receivers that can't beat man coverage. That's a problem because if I'm playing Chiefs, I'm playing man. And that's what I'm doing. You've got to be able to break that. And the text line and everybody was happy with these receivers. I brought up getting Keenan Allen. You all laughed at me. Text line, oh, you're crazy. He's washed. He's done and all that. No, he would have been fine in this system. He would have been better than Juju on this team. He would have been fine. It's a pro's pro. That's not the direction they need to go. That was to keep it in motion now. They need to reboot and go 2.0. It's time. Now, they've rebooted before. They did in 22. That draft class, when they won the Super Bowl over the Eagles, they kind of rebooted and infused talent into the draft. I'm just looking at what you can do at this point. Clearly, you can't make a lot of changes at this point. You're at the point of the season, you're in December. You can't make a lot of changes, but you can do a few. One of them is you let your quarterback in timely situations, let him call plays. That's one. Number 2, you let Jalen Royals finally get on the field. He's been inactive. You know what? Asa Pole's been inactive, and he did just fine against Danielle Hunter. That actually looked pretty good, didn't it? First time playing in the NFL. You're a left tackle. That is the toughest position. I think there's 4 tough positions in the NFL. Obviously, quarterback's number 1. Mm-hmm. Left tackle, edge rusher, shutdown corner.
Sure.
And if you're one of those positions and you're getting your first NFL start, well, he didn't start technically, but he played the second play. Yeah. So he kind of did start, which might have been good for him because he wasn't thinking of Danielle Hunter the whole night before in blocking him. So it's kind of probably good to go in cold. But bottom line is, your left tackle was getting his first NFL action against a defensive line that's no joke, against a pass rusher that's no joke, against the number 1 defense in the NFL, which is the best league in the entire world. You're playing the world's best defense, and he's getting his first sniff at starting in the NFL. That's got to concern you. That should concern you because you know what? That's where guys have to step up. Mm-hmm. And you know how they step up? They step up by making catches because they're paid to make catches, and what's what you do. It keeps the offense rolling.
Yeah.
And you don't get off the field. And these drops. I mean, this is a mental thing.
And they all come in
I get it. You're tired.
Moments.
It's fine. But you got to suck it up. You're playing against paid professionals. You've got to do it at some point. And the drops are really starting to bother me.
Yeah, and like I was just saying, they all came in critical moments. Every single one of them. The Rice drop was we needed it for a first down. Noah Gray needed that for a first down. Travis Kelce, again, first down. These all come in big moments. And when Mahomes, I will say, I thought Mahomes stepped up to the occasion because he is Mahomes. He's running around like a madman, and he's putting these balls right in their hands.
You know what else was a huge point? The defensive holding on Noah Williams.
Mm-hmm.
There was a joke. It should have been called, but it was. They ended up getting a free down there, getting a first down. They went down and scored a touchdown. That was a huge play in this game, and it shouldn't have been called. But Williams is one of those guys that's getting his chance, and he looked pretty good with that defense against those receivers when he got his chance to play.
Yeah,
and he had to step in for an injured McDuffie. He looked good. I'm just saying, for the rest of the season, we'll see what you got.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to reboot this team. We all know this. They're going to be a $40 million over at this point. They're going to have to restructure and say see it to some people. You got to forget about the loyalty thing and do business at this point. They got to go forward, and going forward is using Jalen Royals. I don't want to see him inactive this week. I want to see what you got. Not saying this guy's going to go out and get 100 yards, 80. I don't care what he does, but can he do anything? Do you have anything in your 4th-round pick? You're never going to find out at practice. You're never going to find out in St. Joe. What you are going to find out is against the Chargers. What you are going to find out is against the Titans, against the Raiders, against the Broncos. That's how you're going to find out. You don't want to go through next season and all of a sudden say, all right, Jalen, go out there and play week 1. You don't want that. You want him to get experience this year. He may be good or he may suck, and you don't know, but you need to find out. And Brashard Smith should start for this team and should get the bulk of the carries. These are things you can do because guess what? Pacheco's not going to be on this team. I would seriously consider using the younger talent that's going to be on this roster in 26 instead of the ones that are going to go bye-bye and go off in free agency and make some cash. Those guys would be starting for this team at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's not giving up on the season. It might help you.
Right. Why not get these young guys in and at least see what you got? We are not, like you were just saying, you're not going to find out what you have in training camp. You're going to find out what you have against legitimate competition.
In the 9-1-3, are you watching the game? Rice is only good the first 15 plays of the game. He disappears in the second half. He's actually put together good second halves at times. This was not a good example, but he's been better in second halves.
Yeah, for sure. And so, like I was saying, you're just not going to find out who these guys are in training camp. You're only going to find out against legitimate competition. Even in preseason, you don't really find out what you really have there because you're going up against backups or third stringers. We need to play these guys right now. If the season's over, let's do it.
Yeah, you do it. And here's, I'll address this one, 816. Jay, weeks ago, you were saying the Chiefs should pay Rice. I did say that. But I did say that these drops the last couple of weeks have really concerned me. The attention levels really concern me. He's trying to do too much. I don't know. The reason I said to pay him, because I felt you could get a big deal. Now, you don't have to. He's still under contract. You don't have to do it. You can do it because the 2011 CBA allows you to pay guys that have played 3 years in the league. I felt you could get a good deal on it because he was playing like a top 10 receiver when he first came back. Remember getting touchdown after touchdown, number 2 in the NFL in fantasy points. I mean, the guy was doing it. The guy was doing a good job. But I get it. The last couple of weeks hasn't looked good. I get it. But you're gonna have him. So no, I don't think that they should go ahead at this point. Who knows? We'll see how you finish the season. Can you kind of put these behind you, these drops, and start catching the football? I'm not giving up on the guy at all. I'm not going to do that whatsoever. But should they draft the receiver this year? 100% they should draft the receiver. Matter of fact, they should have been drafting 2 per year, not just 1. Because you know what? Sometimes that guy works out. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's Rashee Rice that was number 2 in rookie receptions and yards, only to Puka Nacua his rookie year. Remember? They actually made a good choice on that because there was nobody else out there. So Rice was a good draft pick when the Chiefs made it because only one rookie had more yards and receptions, and that was Puka Nacua. And the Rams got lucky on that, as we've talked about. That was their 3rd, 5th-round pick. And clearly he wouldn't have gone that far being that good as he was at that point. But yes, I'm 100% on team get receivers. I'm 100% on tight ends at this point too, because I think that can be a big part of what this offense is. Playmakers like a Kenyon Sadiq, guys that can catch the football, guys that can block, guys that can do a lot of different things, play the slot. You move them to the outside or in line as a blocker as well. You do those type of things. Not only that, I think they need to work on tight end number 2 too. I think they not only need 1, they need 2. Phone number is 913-586-7965. Your reaction next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
The world's largest sportsbook at your fingertips has arrived in Missouri. Circus Sports is sports betting the way it should be. With high app limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service, Circus Sports is better for the better. From football to basketball, college sports to pro, start betting like the pros in Missouri. Built for sports bettors by sports bettors. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. For problem gambling, call the Problem Gamblers Helpline at 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's almost Andy Reid. Who knew dressing up for a Halloween ball would change my life forever? Now I get to celebrate with the best fans and everything Kansas City. Oh, yeah! My journey also led me to Renner Garage Door, Casey's go-to team for garage door repair, replacement, and service since 1956. Renner features an MVP lineup from Belden, Amar, and Liftmaster.
R-E-N-N-E-R, R-E-N-N-E-R.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Lunch hour? Fuel up fast with lunch at the Lodge. Bite into our juicy cheeseburger and fries, fresh chicken Caesar salad, or turkey avocado smash with sweet potato fries. Hearty, quick, and made to satisfy. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality health insurance and better health. We have plans with low out-of-pocket premiums. For coverage to start January 1st, you must enroll by December 15th. Go to ambetterhealth.com/enroll for your free, no-obligation quote. That's ambetterhealth.com/enroll. Ambetter Health, on a mission for better. Ambetter Health is the brand name for health insurance products underwritten by subsidiaries of Centene Corporation. Go to ambetterhealth.com to see offerings in your state. This is a solicitation for insurance.
When you've thrown over 4,000 innings like I have, you know joint pain isn't a maybe, it's a guarantee. For you, was it climbing ladders or too much heavy lifting? Hey, we're all in the same boat. But surgery, that was never my answer.
Baseball legend Roger Clemens knows there's a better way. That's QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No scalpels, no fake fixes, just real relief.
What I love about QC Kinetics, these are the most respected medical pros in the country that specialize in non-surgical therapies to get you moving again.
Don't mask the pain, fix it. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
I trusted QC Kinetics. You should too.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
The holidays are here, and so's the newest Academy Sports and Outdoors, right in your neighborhood. Score kids ride-ons that say, my 8-year-old's truck is nicer than mine. Grills and smokers that say, there is no wrong way to cook a turkey. And new Nike fleece hoodies that say, I keep it chill no matter the temp. Academy has all the legendary Christmas gifts your family wants at undefeatable prices, because here, fun can't lose. Win Christmas at your new Academy Sports and Outdoors.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a lot more.
And I completely agree. That's why I'll pay more for your car at GiveMeTheVin.com. That's the name of our new campaign. I'm worth more. You are worth more, and your car's worth more. And that's why I will pay more. And remember, if I don't beat the price on a CarMax or a Carvana deal, I'll pay you $100 at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Did you know we have an Instagram channel? MVP Monday, Chiefs Take Tuesday, Best Bets, Fantasy Football Advice, and real-time updates during Chiefs games. Get behind-the-scenes content from all the guys on a daily basis. It's exactly why Instagram was created, to look at a bunch of 30-year-old dudes giving sports opinions. Kansas City's FM sports station, and your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Welcome back. Chargers up 10-3 on the Philadelphia Eagles at this point. Need them to take an L. It's a common opponent, Chiefs and Chargers at this point. But as I've been advocating, you start Brashard Smith. Let Jalen Royal see some action. See what you got for 2026. Because at some point, you got to start thinking about that. You got to start, again, teams are built in March and April. That's your team for the next year, what you're going to be doing in March and April. And it's through free agency. It's through the draft. That's how your team is beat. There's only limited things you can do at this point, but I think you still can do things at this point, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, I don't know how much there is to do this season. It's very limited, but there has to be some fresh faces.
Well, you can let Mahomes call plays in crucial situations.
Absolutely.
You can start Brashard Smith. You can let Jalen Royals finally play.
Right, and then in looking forward to the offseason, there's got to be some turnover. Some of these guys are underperforming, i.e. Chris Jones, Harrison Butker, getting paid way too much.
You do. It's a business, man. I understand loyalty and guys, and you get the jerseys and what. It doesn't matter, man. It's about winning. And we've been spoiled in this town. We have. You've got all the way till the end, basically, all the way to the Super Bowl. You have Super Bowl parties with your family and friends. You're watching the Chiefs. That's something we're not used to doing. The way it used to be is you watch the Patriots every year in the Super Bowl. That's the way it was.
It was nauseating.
This is fun. But if you want to get back there, it's not doing the same thing. It's not being on the treadmill like they've been the last couple of years. Let's go to the phone lines and talk to Dan in KCK. What's up, Dan the man?
Hey, Bink, how you doing? Yeah, Bill, Salvation Army bell ring is going okay. I've been bringing it. I rang at Sam's Club today, so I had a pretty good day.
Nice.
Last night, the defense did everything they could. Second half, Chris Jones really played great. And I understand Andy's thinking on going on 4-1, but really, Bink, you need to punt the ball away. The defense. There's no way that Stroud was going to get through that Chiefs defense. You have to punt the ball on fourth down. Why didn't they just run the ball? I didn't understand the pass. But I understand Andy's thinking, but it just didn't. It wasn't the right time to go for that. So what do you think about that? Let's take care of business with the Chargers. What do you think?
All right, Dan. Yeah, I agree. Thanks for calling, Dan. As always, always welcome to call. But yeah, as far as running, I know people want to see them run under center. That's fine. Do they run well under center? Yes. But you don't want to become predictable that when you are under center, you're running the damn ball every time, because then they know what you're doing. And that's the one trap you don't want to run into, because you got to start throwing it out of under center as well. You want to do both. You don't want to just run when you're under center. And everybody wants them under center. That's fine. But don't become predictable. Kareem Hunt's been basically as effective as a tush push when he's running the ball. Again, I'm letting Mahomes dictate that. I'm giving him the option to throw or run. Because I'll tell you, the way he was playing, the way that when he was doing the tush push, he'd get involved. Remember that one play where he was involved pushing in the tush push? You don't see quarterbacks do that very often. That shows you how much he wanted to win that game. That showed you how much desire. Just like that Giants game where he gets the ball back, knocks it out of their hand, gets the ball back. It was an incredible play for a quarterback. But you got a quarterback that wants to win at all costs. 4th and 1, you let him decide what he wants to do. You got to throw it, you keep the ball, and pick up that run, because I will trust the quarterback to run over somebody to get the first down. He has earned that trust. And if he doesn't get it, you know what? You had Patrick Mahomes with the ball in his hand in a crucial situation when the game is on the line. If you fail, you fail. But you know what? You failed with the right guy. You failed with the right guy to do it. But I agree with you. It should have been punted. And I don't think this is a lot of hindsight, because clearly hindsight comes in, because had they picked up the first down, you're like, they should have gone for it. They did the right thing for going for it. But that's the thing. Did you keep the same energy? Because they had Rice caught the football and they got the first down and moved the football down, and the Chiefs win the game. You might look at it differently. It might look like spoiled grapes if you're sitting here going, well, they should have punted the ball. No, if you say it, if it worked, if you're still saying they should have punted, I agree with they should have punted, because the defense was playing different. It was playing lights out. It was playing special. They weren't moving it on this. The Chiefs were owning the Texans' offense at that point. Yeah, 3rd down and long, still buggy. That 3rd and 17 they picked up still pissed me off. That does. They've got to get better on that. But the defense had been getting the ball back to Patrick Mahomes. The game was tied. You had a ton of time left, and basically the majority of the quarter left to go. The game was tied. You were basically, if you don't get it, you're giving them points. Yeah. And against that defense, you don't want to fall too far behind. Punt the football. I'm usually team go for it, but I was team punt because of the defense. Now, if the defense was playing like Swiss cheese and they were scoring up and down the field, yeah, I go, okay, you know what? Go for it at that point, because you can't trust the defense. But the thing is in the game that night, last night, on that field, in this cold, that defense is playing well. You have to understand the time and situation. They weren't just letting them score up and down the field, like the Cowboys game. They're just scoring up and down. They weren't doing that. The Chiefs were doing a good job, like they did against the Colts in the 4th quarter and overtime. You trust the defense at that point. You punt the football. You let the defense, because they were getting after it. They were getting after it. Give us the ball back, guys. Chris Jones, give us the ball back, and see what they can do at that point, because they were moving the ball. And then it would stall. They'd be on the 3-yard line. The other team, they'd move the ball down the field and it would stall with drop passes. But you punt the football, the time and place. You don't give them the football back. And again, realize who you're playing. Realize you're not playing the Bengals defense. You're playing the Houston Texans. Understand the defense is going to be tough to score on. The number 1 scoring defense in the NFL. The number 1 scoring defense in the world. The Houston Texans that you're playing. Understand that. Punt the damn football.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that. And this is why I'm not a big fan of analytics, because analytics said that he makes the right decision there. But let's do what is proven to work, and that's play old school football, punt the ball. The defense is on fire in that moment in the game. Play field position, because
you can't go by whole season. You look at the game that night, that time.
Yes, absolutely. And in the moment, Chris Jones comes out like a madman. He's actually earning his paycheck for the week, and the defense is playing fantastic. You punt the ball. You play field position. You probably end up in a better field position than where you were currently at. It was such an egregious mistake by Andy Reid. I couldn't believe it. And then the play call afterwards, or during that 4th and 1 play, to not run the ball, to line Hollywood Brown up in the backfield and get what I say is just too cute, too creative, too fancy with things. Line it up, run the ball down their throats, go get that 1.5 yards.
Well, it is going to be draft season real close here. As a matter of fact, it's kind of getting draft season now. I've seen a lot more draft takes this year. Which direction do you go? Ask you, text line 913-586-7965. Is receiver back in your thoughts at this point? Is running back clearly, not a fan of running backs in the first round. Defensive line, edge. There's so many different directions this team would go and probably should go. Again, it's going to resetting this team. It's going to be Chiefs 2.0. It's where they need to get mentally for this football team to get better in the future. We'll discuss that in your calls next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
What's up, Missouri? Tony Gonzalez here. Your moment is finally here because DraftKings Sportsbook is live in Missouri. You can get in on all the action with fast withdrawals, a safe and secure app, and betting that's easy to use anywhere you go. And the best part, DraftKings keeps the excitement going with awesome promos and offers all season long. That's why it's America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't wait. New customers sign up today. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Let's go, Missouri. Get in the game.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 965. New Missouri customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code 965 in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor David Wassinger. As Christmas approaches, I want to encourage you to support Missouri businesses this holiday season. When you're out shopping for the perfect gift, please stop by a local store and choose something made right here in the Show Me State. Missouri businesses are the backbone of our communities, and supporting them is a priority for me. To find Missouri-made goods and retailers near you, please visit buymissouri.net. Merry Christmas, and please remember to buy Missouri.
Paid for by the Office of Lieutenant Governor David Wassinger.
Men, we hear it all the time. A man comes in to get his erectile dysfunction treated, and very soon thereafter, he tells us that his relationship is renewed. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and you should know that ED doesn't just affect you, it also often affects your partner. They can feel undesired, unwanted, they may even feel like you don't love them anymore. At Heartland Men's Health, we've successfully treated thousands of men for ED with protocols that have success rates as high as 90%. Which means if you're like most men, we can get you back to the guy you used to be. You could even last up to an hour or more and find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and give your partner the gift of renewed love. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
There are 2 kinds of guys out there. The hard-working, earn the victory guys and the fake it till you make it guys. You know, the ones who build display cases for their participation trophies. This is Gene at House of Diamonds, and when those pretenders are out shopping for jewelry, they're probably shopping for lab diamonds, and that's sad because they've been sold a bill of goods, and no matter what anyone says, just like any pretender, you really can tell the difference between a lab diamond and a real natural diamond. So when she takes that lab diamond in for an appraisal and learns that you just gave her a participation trophy, well, that just might be the end of her participation. Seriously, we appraise jewelry from other stores all the time, and I've seen a lot of anger and a lot of tears. Guys, this Christmas season, I'm here for you. Earn the victory. If the love is real, she deserves a diamond that's real from a guy that's real. Come see me at House of Diamonds on the southeast corner of College and Quivira.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment?
That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-941-2255. That's 800-941-2255.
Welcome back, James Bink. I almost combined your name with mine. I fumbled on 4th and 1. Like Jalen Hurts, he fumbled and threw an interception in the same play. Tough to do. But the Eagles down by the goal line, they going to push it on in?
I hope so. I've got Jalen Hurts on my fantasy team, so it's been nothing but brutality this entire game.
I told people when they did this, when they had the tush push, that a lot of teams voted to end it, right? They all do it. You saw the Chiefs do it many times last night. Not just tush push behind the line of scrimmage, but they were pushing the ball carrier forward. Hell, you even saw Mahomes do it. Teams do it in the NFL. Again, if they vote on this to end the tush push, you got to stop doing that too, so you can't push players down the field. That opens up Pandora's box, when then you got to figure it out and go to replay, where you're pushing the ball carrier, you're pushing the man. You can't pull the player. We saw that happen too, because you can't pull the player forward, but they want to end the tush push. Well, guess what? They're going to stop doing it all over the field. So just remember that when they end the tush push, the language is you can't push the ball carrier anywhere on the football field.
Yeah, and I mean,
the funny thing is we've had this rule legal for 20 years and no one's done it.
Right. Hey, no, me personally, I don't have any problem with the tush push. The only problem I have is we need some clarity as far as like the rules when they are jumping off sides, and we need to be a little bit more strict as far as the rules go when it comes to that play. Other than that, any way you can get that yardage is how you do it, as long as it's within the bounds of the rule book.
Well, the rule changed in 2005, and you really didn't see anything until the Eagles made it a staple of what they do. But anyway, you see what the Colts are doing is Phillip Rivers going to get him a tryout.
I did.
He hasn't played since 2020.
Well, you know.
I always liked
Joe
Phillip
Flacco.
Rivers, but, I mean, come on, Phillip.
I mean, Joe Flacco's out there. Why not? I mean, I'm sure that's what he's thinking. If Joe can do it, I can do it.
Well, I get it, but at least Joe Flacco's staying in the league.
Well, and yeah, he's staying active, and you know, maybe Phillip still got that competitive spirit, but maybe it's time
I like
to go
it.
home
The one
to
thing
your
is, if
14
he is
kids.
put on the roster, because he's semifinals for the Hall of Fame, but if he cares about that, he probably not care about it, but it resets. Time resets for it.
Yeah,
you got to wait another
isn't
5
it-
years.
What is it, 5 years?
Yeah. Eagles just scored a touchdown here, but it looks like Sirianni's mad, so it looks like it's probably going to come back. Yeah, it's a holding call. Was it a holding? I couldn't see it. Was it a personal foul?
No, they called holding.
I was holding on Mulata. So the touchdown's being called back. So I saw Sirianni throwing a fit, so you knew it's going to come back. Minute 4 left in the second quarter here. But the Colts, remember when they traded 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner?
Yeah.
Remember that, James? And I said, you know what? That was dumb because you don't have a first-round pick the next 2 years. What that said is you're banking on Daniel Jones. And again, I know he's hurt. I get it. I know he's hurt. The Achilles, and then he had the fibula thing before. But this before that, did you really feel like Daniel Jones was the dude? The Colts obviously did. Because you know what? They pushed all in. They pushed all in. So that's our guy. We're going to give up our first-round picks, 2 of them, because we're going for it this year. We're bringing in Sauce this year. They didn't look at the time and place, right? We're talking about when you go for on 4th and 1. They didn't look at, hey, we've had an easy schedule. We beat the hell out of the Cardinals, the Titans twice, the Raiders. Maybe we're not as good as we think we are. Daniel Jones has turned the ball over 7 times in the 2 previous games. When the schedule got tougher, this team turned and ducked. They've now lost 10 straight games in Jacksonville, 11 total if you count the one they had in London. So they banked on it, though, and they said, that's our dude. They haven't paid him yet. They're going to still have to do that because he's on that 1-year contract. They're going to have to pay him. But that's good news in the AFC because do they really know the direction they're going? Is that really the guy, or is that team turned into a different team when Cinderella puts on her slippers at midnight or takes them off, whatever the hell it was?
Yeah, look, I've never really believed in Daniel Jones. We've seen what he was before. They've got a tremendous defense, and I think that's what's carried that Indianapolis Colts team throughout the season. And when they went and got
It's
Sauce,
not as been as good as you think. I mean, Louis Anarumo's there and everything, but statistically, it's not that good of a defense.
Okay. Oh, well.
It is when you're playing the Cardinals and Raiders.
Yeah, well, and maybe that's why they wanted to beef it up a little bit.
Not when you're letting Trevor Lawrence kick your ass.
I just can't get behind 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner.
They pushed all in. He Billy Beamed it with the A's. He said, "This is what we need."
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Bold strategy. Bold strategy there. But regardless, the Colts, I mean, it's one thing the Chiefs do have, though. They got the quarterback. You can put the pieces around them, which they need to do. They need to get to work with the pieces. As we've said, there's things you can do. I'd start Rashard Smith. You know what you're going to get a steady dose of No Williams now. You're going to get a healthy diet of that. I wish we could see some more Omar Norman Lott, but of course he's been hurt. So your second-round pick's gone. Your first-round pick is on IR now, too, as well. So it's going to have to be Gelati. You get to see a lot of Gelati. I want to see Jalen Royals. Let's see what he can do. You know, I don't even know if he's good. We don't know if he's good or bad. We don't know. I mean, he must not be doing great or be active. He's inactive every week. But you know what? Poulet's been inactive, too. And all of a sudden, you got a chance of seeing what he can do, and he can do something. I just want to see what Jalen Royals can do against legitimate competition when the Chiefs technically still have a chance. I want to see what he can do because I want to see what the guys on your roster in 2026 can do. Meaning I want to see more Tyquan Thornton. I want to see guys going for it. I don't need to see more Noah Gray. Not saying that. Don't need to see any more of that. What happened to the guy that had 40 catches last year? That's what I want to know. What happened to that?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
And Kelsey's been extremely effective in being second in tight end yardage, but you can't have the football. You can't be the reason that there's actually probably been about 2 losses because of actions you did. Like, that's the part you can't have. Because you expect more from Hall of Famers at certain points to deliver for your team. And they're just making those mental mistakes going forward.
And I think that's what's most frustrating at this point right now, Bink, is that it's not – our lower end guys on the roster, it's our playmakers. It's the core of our roster that are making these mistakes. It's the Travis Kelce who's coming up short. It's the Chris Jones who's
It's Kareem Hunt dropping a ball, or Rasheed Rice. It's got to be your one.
Yeah.
It's got to be your top dog.
Exactly.
You miss 6 games, come back. You got to start doing things, man. This team was 3-3 without you. You know what? You need to make those crucial catches down the stretch for this team. Yeah. They stood by you. When you miss your 6 games, you have to start delivering.
And it's not.
You're a paid professional. Act like it.
Exactly. And we're not being hopeful. It's expected of you. You need to catch those. We have to have it. That's what we pay you
Again,
for.
you're playing the Texans defense, not the Bengals.
Exactly. And so when those moments come up, you have to take the most of them. You have to make the most out of it.
But as far as bringing in fresh voices, there's parts you can do. Clearly on the offensive staff, special teams, there are certain voices because things need to be changed at some point. You have to get a fresh voice in. Stagnant, stale voices only get you so far. It's got them pretty far. Mm-hmm. It's got them 3 rings. All right? But how do you keep going? How do you keep going forward? How do you keep going forward? The Patriots did it because they had Tom Brady. Chiefs should be able to do it because they have Patrick Mahomes, but they were always bringing in guys who would go on and get head coaching jobs, come back after being fired, and their system worked.
Well,
and it's worked in Pittsburgh for a while, but eventually it becomes stale, and you constantly have to bring in new voices.
Yeah, and also with Tom Brady and the Patriots, they constantly kept weapons around Brady. And I know they didn't go and win the Super Bowl that year, but they even brought in like a Randy Moss and the Rob Gronkowskis, and they constantly were rotating talent and making sure that he had the weapons he needed to be able to perform.
You keep your head coach, you keep your quarterback.
Yeah.
And the rest can be talked about.
Exactly.
To make this team better. Whether it's trading Trent McDuffie, making hard decisions on your roster, not bringing guys back for the second and third time.
And to that point, I know a lot of people are talking Trent McDuffie right now. We're going to get a chance. He's injured. We're going to get a chance to kind of see what this defense might look like.
You've got Jalen Watson up for contract too.
And so I think that.
So Noah Williams can't take the place of 2 guys. You need a Christian Fulton too, but he's not doing it because he can't get on the field.
Well, that's true.
Like free agency hurt this team.
Some hard decisions are going to have to be made this offseason.
And Elijah Mitchell, you've barely seen what Elijah Mitchell. It's always thought he was kind of in case of emergency break glass. I mean, you're getting to the point where the glass needs to be broken because you're running out of time.
Yeah. Yeah, and the text line, Butker needs to step up too. I've said it several times, Bink. I'm not a fan of Butker right now. He's the highest paid kicker in the league, and we can't count on him for nothing.
It's kind of like what they talked about last night, the microcosm of things wrong with the team, just things, drops, penalties. The officials don't help the Chiefs at this point. So I hope that narrative is done. The Chiefs get the I'm hoping if you've watched football for the last couple of weeks nationally, not here locally, that you understand the Chiefs do not get all the calls.
Well, and they do, people do understand that. And outside of Kansas City, they recognize it and are celebrating the fact that it's going against Kansas City.
I think a lot of times people see two sentences on Twitter and they form their opinions based on that instead of actually watching the games. Because if you ask people that have comments about the Chiefs and officiating, you watching the Chiefs every week, or are you watching your team? Or are you going back and watching the All-22? You going back and watching every Chiefs game? You understanding what the officials are doing? Are you actually looking at the Chiefs being in the top half of penalty yards and penalties? And not just this year. They've been in that before. A couple years ago, they led the NFL in penalties with 137, but yet all the games are fixed for the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's confirmation bias at its finest.
Which is funny to me that the league would do it. And the league does need to get better officials for Chiefs games. It's a fact. I mean, let's be honest. You want to talk business? Chiefs are 4 of the 5 top-rated games in the NFL. That game against the Cowboys was the top ever in the history of the National Football League in the regular season, was the Chiefs and Cowboys. And don't give me it was the Cowboys. Yeah, the Cowboys are a draw, but you know what? Cowboys are on every Thanksgiving. They've had their chance to do this, and they did 2022 when they played the Giants. But it was the Chiefs game that set this thing even 36% higher than that. Again, 4 of the top 5 games are Chiefs games. Every streaming service, the first game ever, it's been the Chiefs. YouTube, Netflix, Peacock, Amazon, you name it, their first game has been the Chiefs. Yeah. The Chiefs have been their guinea pig. The Chiefs have been the moneymaker for the NFL. Now that team, because of your crappy officiating and their own drop balls and things like that, I get it, may not be in the postseason. Your poster child may not be there. So everybody needs to rest on their thoughts on that instead of reading 2 sentences informing their opinions. Coming up next, I do want to briefly talk about this college football playoffs that we'll talk about Thursday with Drew Nixon quite a bit, because it is interesting and a lot of controversy going on in college football next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
At Casey's, when someone asked for a cup of coffee that wouldn't put them in debt, but still had freshly ground beans, rich flavor, and a price that starts with a 9 and ends with a D9 cents, we were too nice to say no. Any size darn good coffee, just 99 cents with Casey's Rewards. Limited time only. See store for details.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
When cold weather hits, the last thing you want is a heating system that fails. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter for an $89 heating system tune-up. Keeping your system running at peak efficiency can help prevent costly breakdowns, lower energy bills, and ensure your system is ready when temperatures drop. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee, are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Inside the Huddle with Cody and Gold each day from noon till 1 on 96.5 The Fan. Inside the Huddle is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. Discover the benefit of blue on the official radio partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, if the long lines to the bathroom have been holding you back from attending sporting events and you're waking up in the middle of the night dealing with frequent urination, it could be an enlarged prostate. Jeff Montgomery here to talk about the minimally invasive procedure I had that made a big difference. I went to Dr. Brown at Miva Medical, the leader in minimally invasive treatments in Kansas City. The procedure was quick and easy, and I'm very happy with the result. Don't put up with being uncomfortable. Contact Miva Medical. That's MIVA-medical.com.
Football is still in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on the action. Plus, you can make entries and win money right now in Missouri. Playing on Underdog is super easy. You just have to choose Which of your favorite players will go higher or lower on their stats? Rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, plus a million other choices. And if you get all your entries right, you could win up to 5,000 times your money. Plus, they got so many different ways to play. Ladders, streaks, pick'em, and champions, where you can choose the way you want to make those selections over at Underdog. Download the app today. Use promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P. Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry nonstop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour nonstop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today? At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds. Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime? He needs to dig up quality landscapers and fast. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
And welcome back. After Hours, Jay Binkley, James Howell producing the operation. Usually it's after wins. This year's been after a lot of losses, James. Been one of those things. But you know what? Just look behind that glass. You're smiling. I know you're pissed, but you're still smiling, you know?
Well, man, we're
draft
right
season, James. Draft season.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of a dynasty. So, I mean, we have a bad year. That's okay, man. But I grew up with nothing but losing from this team. So, I mean...
I get spoiled with the riches.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I first got into when it's 610 Sports at the time. Called that little road between Arrowhead and Kaufman, the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, man. That's all it was. Chiefs would lose playoff games. The Royals wouldn't even get to the playoffs. Then all of a sudden, Titletown, USA.
Yeah.
Royals win. Chiefs won 3-8. It's like, wow.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
have to pinch myself. Do you know he used to suck? You know, he used to suck being a sports fan. We did it. We're glutton for punishment, but we're an embarrassment of riches now.
Yeah, so you just, I mean, you got to still stay in the moment. I mean,
we have a
I know
coach
it
that's won
sucks,
3
but
Super Bowl and people want him fired. So, I mean, we actually got to that point. I would
All right.
love to have been to that point.
We're all right. You know, and I don't want to get too fanatical, you know, about the team. I don't want to get
That's what a fan is, fanatical.
Well, yeah.
And that's okay. It means you like your teams.
That's right. And I appreciate and respect the passion that some people have. But I also want to stay a little realistic at the same time. And we're in the prime age of Chiefs football. Things couldn't have, you know, been better over the past decade, really.
But here's the deal, though. As down as it seems, if you're not winning games, but the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
You saw it last year with that team, because this year's team is actually better than this last year's team. But things are going their way. The ball was bouncing their way. Timely things were happening for this team, and they're not this year. Not that they got worse, it's you're not having the same luck that you had last year. Things haven't always been great in this town, but you know what? You still have a quarterback, and you've still got him for a long time. And that's all you really need in the National Football League to have luck. Yeah, it's a down year. It's going to happen. Everybody's got a down year. It's how you respond. You know, you get kicked in the nuts. How do you respond the next? Do you get up, or are you just going to lay there and take it? You're going to get up and make things better. You're going to go out, hit free agency, do the draft. This team's done it before. They can do it again. If you've done it once, you can do it again. That's the thing with the Chiefs. They can do it again. You know what? They need to hit the reset button, because you squeezed everything you could out of it, man. All that blood out of eternity, you squeezed it all out. That sponge, man, it's dry, man. You squeezed it all out. You got 9 straight division titles. You got 3 Super Bowl rings. Doesn't mean it can't happen again. You got the quarterback. That is the hardest thing to get in sports, is the quarterback. Now, you have to treat it right. You have to put pieces around said quarterback. If you buy a house, you got to landscape it. You got to make it look good, right? You got to put furniture in it. You got to do things for it. Quarterback, same way. You got to get them offensive weapons. You got to get them skill positions. Not 24-year-old quarterback going out doing magic with not having weapons. He needs receivers that can beat man coverage. He needs to feel secure with his offensive line blocking for him. And he needs playmakers, which is something they can do. But the hardest thing in the draft is not saying, all right, which quarterback's going to take us to the promised land? Is Cam Ward going to be that guy if you're in Tennessee? Hey, let's forget about Will Levis. Let's go forward Cam Ward. Do we have our guy? Indianapolis, as we talked about, they get Daniel Jones. Finally get a quarterback. Or do you? Kansas City's got one. Baltimore's got one. Buffalo's got one. Cincinnati's got one. LA's got one. Everybody's got their quarterback, but you got to win, too. I get it. In Buffalo, they have a quarterback, but they haven't any rings. The one in Kansas City does. It's a big difference.
And that's right. And as long as we have 15 on our squad, look, I think that this season is not what we like, but it's what the Chiefs need. And we need to be able to reset, and we need to be able to kind of calibrate. I think there's been a little bit of complacency, and also I think there's a little bit of fatigue. We've been playing long seasons for years now. And so, maybe an early exit to the season.
You know what? They have played long seasons, and they've done it, and they've been able to do it with the Bulls on their back. Again, I've always said it's the toughest thing. Like these coaches of the year, they suck, and they win coach of the year because they're good the next year. Well, you know what? Guys, you got to bring in fresh stuff. Every once in a while, you hit the reset button. It's good for you to hit the reset button. Doesn't mean you can't come back stronger. You got the quarterback, you got the system, you got the coach. You proved you can win before. You can do it again. Guess what? They went 10 years without a ring in New England. Then they started getting them again, and it feels good. It'll happen again in Kansas City. Don't know when, but it will. Talk to you guys later. Thanks, James.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
The NFL season is rolling along, and you're starting to get a better feel on who's a contender and who's a pretender, and you can make all your predictions over at FanDuel. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite